The Hadrian's Wall path has long been a goal of mine to hike. It is a 130-kilometer route spanning from pretty much coast to coast. If you go all the way to South Shields, it is coast to coast. And we ended up doing the first 2.5 days last week. And this is our adventure. So come with us. We're going to show everything, the difficult bits, the easy bits, and hopefully you can get a good grasp of what a route like this takes. And yeah, come with us, join us on our journey. We start off by dropping the car in Sainsbury's car park within Carlisle. This was a super cheap place for us to park for the entire week, and I'd highly recommend it. We stayed in the County Hotel in Carlisle, which actually worked out really well. It was right by the train station and easy to get to. Once we were on the bus and driving to Bowness-On-Solway, we immediately knew sort of what we were in for. It absolutely lashed it down the entire drive. We were a bit lucky in that by the time we got there, it eased off a little bit, but on the drive we sort of got a taster of what was to come over the week. If you're going to be completing the trail, make sure that you pick up one of these passport books. You can collect loads of stamps along the way, and then you can send them off at the end to get a pin badge. The hut in Bowness, where you start, is absolutely beautiful. We stopped there for probably like 10 minutes just taking it in, reading all the signs and getting ready to set off for our journey. We did get off the bus with a load of other people, and we found that 10-minute fall behind meant we pretty much didn't see them again for the rest of the day. There you go, we are just setting off from the hut in Bowness-On-Solway, and we're starting the Hadrian's Wall path. There's a really nice message, so it says at the top, Wall's End, 84 miles, good luck go with you. So we'll see how we do. It's been absolutely lashing it down this morning so far. So Ginger's in full rain gear. I've got my jacket on. I've gone for the shorts approach in the hope that if it rains, legs dry quickly. It's my hope. It's not cold, it's just wet. So very much September weather on the 1st of September. Hopefully 5th of September we'll be recording a We're Done. Port Carlisle, 1 mile down, 83 more to go. What we're looking at here is actually some of the original dock from when Port Carlisle was a port, not just a small town. I found it so interesting how many signs there were pointing out that there was no cycling on this route. So we are well on our way now. We're at Drumber Castle, and we've reached, how nice is that? This lovely little self-service cafe. So there's a kettle, there's tray bakes in here, there's ice creams somewhere in here. Oh, there we go, in the freezer. Cold drinks, cold water, milk, drinking water tap. This very cool cabinet. Pot noodles, all that sort of stuff. And it is just, it's amazing. So we've passed 2 places like this so far. But it's just lovely. So there you go. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. And these seem quite common. We've already hit quite a few of these. So, yeah. It's just a lovely place. They've all got these maps and stuff to help you along your way. So, trying to think of them. So we've come so far. We're about here between Port Carlisle and Berber by Sands are in the middle. But the actual path comes like down, up, and then back up again. So we've just come up to the main road. We've got to follow it along, but yeah, there you go. If you're doing Hadrian's Wall, bring loads of cash because there are so many of these everywhere. The walk from Drumber to Berber Sands is actually quite a tough, long, flat slog. So it did take us a while to get there from this position. Finally at Berber Sands. King Edward I died in Berber Sands in 1307, and reminders of this are all over the village. St Mary's here in Beaumont is very proud of the fact that it is the only church that stands directly on what used to be the line of Hadrian's Wall. But I remember Beaumont for the massive diversion.
This was about as much incline as we saw on day one. It was extremely flat going all the way through to Carlisle. It was only right towards the end. We had this staircase and then we had a couple of tiny hills, but other than that, it was very, very flat.
Okay, so we are about to walk into Grimsdale. We've been walking for... How long have we been walking for? 5 hours?
It's at 20 to 4 now.
About 5 hours. And this is the final village, town. Town's a bit big. Village. To go through before Carlisle, which is where we're going to be stopping for tonight. So we started the day in Carlisle. We're going to be finishing the day in Carlisle at the exact same place. And then we're going to set off again tomorrow. We're going to be quite careful to take note of where we leave the Hadrian's Wall path to make sure we get back onto the same path when we're heading back. So we're not missing any of it. And we're going to check as well to see what time the sand centre's open in Carlisle, because that's where you get these second stamps. So we've got the first one, which was way back there about 20 kilometres ago in Bowness-On-Solway, and then the next one is in Carlisle. So we're going to pick that up, I think tomorrow more than today, because I think it's on the other side of Carlisle on your way out. So we'll grab that tomorrow. But yeah, we're really close now. So just a couple more kilometres after this of hiking, and then we're back in civilization, and back to hopefully a nice rest in a hotel. So we'll see in a bit. We'll check in a minute.
Starting and finishing the first day in Carlisle seemed like a really common thing to do, and we saw lots of other hikers that were doing the same thing. Unlike us, a lot of people had taken smaller rucksacks for the first day, which, to be honest, might have been easier going. There's something that if I was to do it again, I might do instead of what we did, which was taking our big expedition rucksacks for the full day, because we could have just taken, you know, water and a few snacks and done the single day on it.
Back onto the footpath. We are stopping in Grimsdale for finishing off teas and my coffee. And a very poor showing from Grimsdale. We can't find a bench, so we've parked up on the curb. That there is the exit to the village. So we've only, I don't know, we've walked like 300 metres in the village, if that. So.
And no bench.
And there's no bench, so do better. No public bins either. Poor showing.
It's because they
poor
don't
effort.
want you to linger.
I don't want you to linger. I want you to leave. This bridge feels like it's marking us back into civilization. We've been between lots of like hamlets and villages for a while, and this is the first major road we've crossed really, or gone under. So through here, and Carlisle should be only about 1 to 2 kilometres away, and that's the centre as well, where if we go out that way you can actually see the outskirts of Carlisle already. But we're going to go 2 kilometres into the centre, and then we're then we're heading in. So we are properly back in Carlisle. This is where sort of the footpath here really hits the tarmac of a car park, and you're in the city again. So yeah, I think we're going to carry on basically just around this to the castle, and then when we get to the castle we're calling it for the day and heading back to the hotel to drop bags and go get some food. And then it makes it a really natural place for us to restart again tomorrow as well. So yeah, but the footpath runs all the way around the back of this. There's like a peninsula that sticks out at the northern end of Carlisle. So we've gone all the way around that, and now we're heading into the city proper. Okay, so we are about to leave the wall path for the day. So you can see these little bollards here mark the path. So tomorrow we're going to carry on up that way. We've just come from that way, and we're going back to dinner that way. So we're going to head off the path, and it gives us a really like natural rejoin point again for tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow, because we just finished behind the castle, so tomorrow we'll just walk up to the castle, hook around the back of it, and we're back on exactly where we left. So If anything, we're going to do a little bit of extra distance now, walk into the hotel and back. So, yeah, good day. Very good day so far. I might do a little debrief in the room. I might not. I don't know. If I don't, then I'll see you tomorrow. If I do, then I'll see you in a little bit after dinner. Hey, how's it going, guys? So we are back at the hotel room now. It's been a while since the update earlier on, so we got back to the room, sort of chilled for half an hour. We've gone out for dinner. Just got to the Wetherspoons across the way. Got some fatty, carby food in us, and then we've gone to get some sugar. So Ginger's got 2 packs of Mars bars because the next 2 days we're not going to be well, for the next 3 days now, basically until Newcastle. We haven't got a proper town or city now, so there's like, yeah, a couple of days just a bit out there. So she's got a couple of packs of Mars bars. I got a pack of Whispers just to give some sugar injections, and then we've got some Ben and Jerry's for tonight. We're gonna chill out. It's quite early. It's still only 7:10, but I think we're gonna just sit in, chill out, watch TV, and basically set up for tomorrow. Because it's gonna be another long day, isn't it? So even a longer day. So today we walked 28.8 kilometers so far. I say so far. I'm done walking. I'm going to bed now. And then tomorrow we are looking at 34 on the route, but that's all the way to the hostel. And once we get to the hostel, we don't have to go out to anything. So I really don't think we'll do any extra walking. Whereas today we had to walk to the bus station, catch the bus, you know, that sort of stuff. Walk from the bus stop to the start and all that. So tomorrow that 34 is including the walking back to the trail and all that sort of thing. So I think we'll be fine. It's going to be a lot harder today. There's a lot more ups and downs and things, but I think we've kind of got the hang of our packs. We've got the hang of managing calories and water and getting through all that. It's just been a really successful day. We're both really happy with how we've done. So yeah, on to tomorrow. I will see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, it is day 2. We are back at Bits Park. We're back on route. We're a bit early this morning, so it's 8:30 and we're just setting off. We've got about 34 kilometres. We're going to Greenhead Hostel. Hopefully the weather looks really good. So there should be another clear day like we had yesterday. I will check it at multiple points. We've got the sand centre coming up, which is where we can get stamp number 2 as well. So yeah, I will see you guys a little bit later on when we get our first stop for our stamp.
Oh, that's dead on.
Just outside the sand centre is this beautiful line of stones that are labelled as all of the major forts and towns that are along Hadrian's Wall. So it was a good preview of the places we were going to go and how far away they were and things like that. It's not really to scale, but it was very sweet. And if you are collecting stamps for your passport, the sand centre is the only one that you have to do that's indoors. So check the hours you're going when you're going to be doing the hike.
On the outskirts of Carlisle now, and we're back into beautiful countryside houses, beautiful, beautiful farmland.
Crossing the M6 here is the last time we would see a major road for the rest of the hike.
Very cute post box in the wall. And there is our humble acorn roaming for.
So what I'm going to hopefully describe in the video, but I think was quite poor, so I'm doing a voiceover, is that in front of us here where the path is running, this is the line of Hadrian's Wall, and to the left of it you can see the ditch that would have been in front of it. And off to the right-hand side, I don't think it's that mound, but it's off in that direction towards the end of the field, is where a secondary mound would have been, with a ditch either side of it as well. So when we think of Hadrian's Wall, we think of it being like this one long stone wall, but it's not. It's a ditch, a wall, and then a gap where there was a bit of a road, and then another ditch, and then another mound, and then another ditch. It's quite a deep thing. and you can really see how it commands the area in front of it.
So we're about a kilometre away from where we just stopped a second ago, and here you've got the ditch running down there. This is where the wall would have been, and then the other side of the field is where the vallum would have been according to our OS map. So there'd have been a mound, a smaller ditch called the vallum, and then another mound, and that would have been some sort of defensive line behind the wall. Yeah, it's so interesting to see that the ditch is still there in this part of the world. All these years on, there's people up there still hiking. So onwards we go. Hey, so we are, still got us out there like trying to make us get away. We are just the other side of Newtown now, and you probably can't see, but the weather is absolutely pounding it down out there. You might be able to hear it, it's getting so heavy again. We stopped under some trees to just have a bit of lunch. It was a good job we stopped under trees because it immediately started to rain the second we sat down. And we were sort of looking forward to that lunch break, but we've had to cut it short. We're heading off again. Today's the first day either of us has felt like it's really, really difficult. So we're doing 34 kilometres today, which is a long way, and we knew it was going to be a long way when we sort of planned it out. But we just stopped for lunch. We've done just shy of 20k, so we've got a long way to go this afternoon as well. We're both looking forward to getting to the hostel. We've booked a hostel for tonight with a double room, and I can't wait. So I'll provide you an update at some point this afternoon, but it's getting difficult. We passed by a really lovely shop in Newtown. So it was started off by a guy when he was 13, and he's 21 now and still doing it. So maybe 22 actually, I didn't check. But yeah, it was a really, really cool place. But it was cash only. So I did a video yesterday where the two I passed took either PayPal or card, but this one's cash only. So yeah, do bring cash because I missed out on a Bakewell muffin. I'll see you guys in a bit. So we're currently following the track straight now for about 3-4 kilometres, and that's going to take us to, where's it going to take us to? Banks. And this follows the line of the wall, so just on the other side of this fence is the ditch, and pretty much the entire walk today we've been ditch, fence, the wall we're walking on. But this bit's interesting because over here, according to OS maps, is where there was a turret. So over here is a turret. So yeah, it just shows there's not really a lot left on the surface anymore. And we did get to one point that I took a picture of, and not a video of, where you could see where the wall used to be, but they'd actually reburied it because of weathering. But yeah, it's so interesting. You come across a lot of these spots where it's just a little hill, and on OS maps it'll say turret, but there's just nothing really above surface to show that, other than these slight shapes. You know, all the stone's been taken and all been used somewhere else, or is all buried. It's so interesting how little of it actually remains. And if you didn't know what you were looking at with the ditch that runs along here, you would just think it's any naturally forming ditch, sort of like this stream is here. So yeah, do check them as you're walking along, because you're missing a lot.
What a ditch.
What a ditch. Okay, so we're trying to work out where we've come from today, and we remember walking past this farm, and we remember walking past this farm, I think, in that field on the left. But the crazy thing is, if I can find them on the horizon, right in the distance there are those upright posts. If I can, I'll be able to find it. But there we go, those upright posts with all connected by cables, they are right at the start of this hike. So we've hiked from there all the way to here, and that's how far away they are on 20 times zoom. You zoom out, that's how far away they are. So it gives some sort of perspective, and you look at it and you go, okay, we've gone a long way in a day and a half. We've currently got about 10k-ish left, so we're gonna dip down this hill into Bank, from Bank to Burdiswald, and then Burkeswald to Gilsland. I keep getting the wrong name, so Ginger keeps correcting me, but to Gilsland. So yeah, we're on our way. And we're doing alright. So we are here, finally, at Hare Hill, with our first bit of actual Roman wall. So there really isn't much of the wall left, but as you can see on the far side of the wall there, if it focuses, it is actually, I'm going to turn the bright side, this is buried under the grass there, and a lot of the wall that's left is buried under mud. But this bit here is properly standing. So the sign here says that they think this bit was included in a farm building when they were stealing bits of the wall, so this bit didn't get stolen, and then it was used as a boundary fence, so it was just never taken, so it's still here. So there you go. Hare Hill is the tallest surviving part of Hadrian's wall. Hare Hill about 130 AD, it would have been 4.5 metres with a parapet adding 1.5 metres. Amazing. There you go. That's the wall. We're properly at the wall now. Okay, here we are. You've made it to Banks East. This is what's left of an observation tower. Are you observing? So yeah, you can see a good chunk of the wall and then the observation tower. We've actually stopped by this before, so we went up to Scotland on holiday and we drove down this little road and we saw this and we stopped to have a look. So it's amazing coming back and walking it. But yeah, a good chunk of the wall and this awesome bottom of the tower with quite an echo. You can see the foundations and things. It is absolutely amazing. Very cool.
We were quite impressed with day 2 and just how much wall we actually saw. So from Hare Hill, there's a bit of a break to get to Banks East, and then from this point onwards, we've pretty much spent the whole day walking next to actual wall. There's a lot more out of it out here than there is at the start. If you're starting off in Bowness, you won't see a lot of it until you get to Hare Hill, and then from then, so way over the other side of Greenhead for us, we constantly are walking by the wall pretty much.
So here we have a signal tower, and if you can see in the picture, it was actually originally built into the turf wall, and then when they created Hadrian's wall, it was just incorporated into that. So as they took down the turf wall, I suppose, and put that up, they just included it. It was a signal tower that can see for miles and miles. So you can see there is that last tower we're at. Very, very, very cool. It's amazing to see original bits like this still existing. It really is.
2 by 2, we're going farm to farm.
This is on video.
Oh.
So here is Burdeswold, a Roman fort. You can see there's loads of these buildings about all the way through. This one was a gate in front of us, and then different buildings inside. But absolutely huge place. Yeah, absolutely incredible. We've come up a long sort of couple of hills to get here, and we're just going to take 5 here, chill out for a bit before we carry on. We've only got sort of 5 or 6k to go until we're in Gilsland, where we're stopping at the hostel for the night. So we need to pick up our stamp here as well. This will be stamp number 3. 3 of 7? 3 of 7. So we're making good progress.
Something we should have appreciated at Burdeswold is that it's currently dry. It did rain for the entirety of the rest of this journey from Burdeswold all the way through to Greenhead. Not Gilsland, Greenhead.
It's like sideways. This is our first mile castle of the journey that we've seen. Yeah, we've passed lots of markers where they would have been, but it's the first actual bit of groundworking. So you can see where it stuck out from the wall. There's a building to one side. Very, very cool. So we're just about to leave Cumbria and head into Northumberland. Ta-da! There you go. Cumbria one side, Northumberland the other. Off we go. We're on a bit of a detour through Gilsland, so we've gone the long way. But yeah, there you go. Cumbria's sign is much less impressive than Northumberland's.
One of the differences between Northumberland and Cumbria, because there really weren't that many in terms of the trail, but in Cumbria it was exclusively kissing gates to get in and out of fields and through walls and things. Once you get to Northumbria, they're all of these climb over and back down again, sort of triangular shaped ladder type styles. It's very interesting to see that each county has its own way of dealing with it. Greenhead Hostel was absolutely fantastic. We loved our stay here, and it was such a warm welcome after the evening we'd had. This is now the morning of day 3. We are packing up and getting ready to leave the room. I don't have a lot of footage from this morning because we had a brief chat the night before and said we were going to chuck it in, give it up with the route. The weather just looked dreadful. And then I'll explain a bit more detail later on what happened, but we did end up doing a little bit of hiking. I'll go through how we're going to split the route in just a bit.
The rain stees off a little bit, but we are on our way, ascending into the clouds. Nearly at the top of hill number 1. A few more to go. So I was a bit radio silent last night and then this morning, and I want to give a quick explanation of why. So we got into Greenhead last night and it was absolutely lashing it down, and we half spoke about whether we were going to take a rest day today, and we woke up this morning, it was really raining, and we said, right, we're gonna have a rest day today, and then we're gonna get a bus to where we were staying tonight, and we will then do the next 2 days when the weather looks a bit better, and we'll come back next year and do today. And then we packed away and everything, we checked out the hostel, and we went to a cafe opposite, and we sat there and we were looking at the route for today, and we're saying, well, actually it splits quite nicely into 2 3-hour stints, so why don't we do the first 3 hours, see how we're doing, because we're just exhausted. It's been a really, really long, difficult thing. Like, it's not doing 20-30 kilometer day hikes does not prepare you to do 24 or 25, 35, 24, 26, 18 or something like that, the breakdown hikes. So we're just exhausted. We're mentally tired as well. So yeah, we were going to stop, and in the end we've gone for it, and so now we are back on the trail again. So we are going to set off from here in a second. We are currently at Northumberland National Park, right on the edge of it, and yeah, we've got 3 hours to get to the Sycamore Gap. That's our halfway point, and then we can dip out there if we want to and get the bus and do the other 3 hours next year, or if we're feeling up to it, we can then do the extra 3 hours down to the campsite and go from there. But yeah, sorry I didn't record anything last night or this morning. We were just exhausted and tired and struggling. But we're back on it now. We're back on the route, and yeah, I'm not going to probably record much today because of the rain. It is absolutely, I keep looking above me, it's lashing it down. It's eased off a little bit now, enough that under shelter I can get my phone out and record, but it's been really heavy this morning. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know how it goes, and with all luck, see you at Green Cart's campsite. Hey guys, so it is the end of day 3. We had a very, very eventful day. So we pushed on up and over a couple of hills. We did just shy of 10k and more climbed today than both of the other days combined. So it was quite a route, but 10k, as you can imagine, is shorter than we were sort of targeting. So we were hoping to do 24, but we did 10 and just realised that given how horrible the weather was, we probably weren't going to make it. And the fact we left a little bit late as well, so it was a bit much for today. And so what we've ended up doing is we were waiting at the bus stop to get the bus to where we're staying for the night, and a really nice lady from a B&B up the road saw us in the rain and gave us a lift. So she dropped us off just up the road from the bunkhouse. So we're currently chilling in the bunkhouse with the whole place to ourselves. And yeah, we're just relaxing now and seeing out the evening. We decided this is going to be the end of our go on the wall this year. So we did make it to, I think, the halfway point. So we were just short of windshield crags. And so what we're going to do is next year we've circled in our book the bus stop we stopped at, and we're going to get the bus back to that point next year and do the other 2.5 days and get to the end. I think the last day would have been quite easy, really. So hopefully it's just half a day of big hills for next year, a distance day, and then a last day which is a bit of a stroll into Newcastle. So we'll see. But yeah, that is it for this year. So we've enjoyed it. It's not been the distance we were hoping to do, but it's been really good fun. And I'm not sad about the fact we didn't do 5 days. I'm just happy about the 2.5 days we did do. If I go to my summit bag and look at the map, we've done like nearly half the country's width, which in 2 and a bit days is quite impressive. So yeah, it's been long, hard days, and I'm proud of us what we've done. And next year we will finish off. I'm sure we will. I genuinely think we will. We've enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. And if you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. I'm going to keep doing other national trails in the meantime as well. So I've been really enjoying doing the Thames Path. But that one I'm doing in chunks. So I might do some videos of chunks of the Thames Path. We'll see. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time. Bye.